Welcome to the Nourish and Restore podcast with me, Nina, and my awesome friend, Nicole, where we bring all things nourishing and restorative to you, your body, mind, and soul. A chance for you to enjoy simple tools to help you live a happier, healthier, and more peaceful life. Join us in conversation as we explore our interesting theme for today. Namaste and welcome everyone. It is me, Nina Sachs from Nourish and Restore. I am excited to be connecting with you again today. This month is all about our goals, plans, priorities for this year. And today, that is exactly what we're going to be speaking about. It is about your priorities for the year ahead. Last week, we were chatting a little bit about our personal health goals. One, because I think having personal health goals is really helpful and just is literally one of the first things that helps us move in the right direction, because when our health is on track, when we're going in the right direction, everything else tends to fall in place. However, we can't always put ourselves first. Not always possible. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be having a very honest conversation about what your priorities are right now, or what your priorities to be for the year ahead. So I'm going to invite you to grab your notebook again, grab a pen and a piece of paper. And what you're going to be doing is listing down all your priorities that you know you have for the year. So one of the priorities might be kind of like your relationship. Maybe there's a specific relationship that you know you want to work on. Maybe it is the partner in your life. Maybe it is one of your kids. Maybe it is a parent relationship that you want to mend. Maybe there's a friendship relationship that went a little haywire and you want to restore it. Maybe there's a relationship that you want to build and evolve into something else. Maybe there's a business relationship that needs working. So it could be a relationship priority. It could be a business priority. Maybe this year you know that you really need to focus on your business, making your business grow. Maybe there's a transition in your business. Maybe there's change happening. Maybe there's a buyout or a buy-in or some big shift somewhere, and you know that a lot of your focus and your attention is going to have to go towards your business or your work commitments. That could be a priority. You might realize that again, you've got your health is going to be your priority this year. Maybe you know that you're going through a healing crisis, or you know if you don't get on top of something that it's going to be worse for you. So maybe your health or a specific health priority goal is your priority this year. What else could there be? There could be family goals. Like for me, a big one, I've just become an auntie, which I'm super proud of. And I've just realized how important family time and family energy space is. And this is going to be a big goal or priority for me this year. You might find that actually this year you really want to go into studying, you want to go into learning a little bit further. Maybe you're wanting to partake in a course where you're actually going to learn to implement certain tools or skills that you're wanting. So maybe this year is all about studying and evolving a certain aspect or side of yourself, or maybe working into your career, evolving your career. Maybe it's turning that part-time hobby into something a little bit more substantial. Maybe that is where your priority is this year. And maybe your priority is to have a lifestyle freedom goal. Maybe you're wanting to have that freedom in your life with regards to operating from anywhere in the world. It's such a big one now after COVID, in the sense that people are realizing that they don't have to be bound to a specific place, that they can actually be nomads. And maybe this is your priority. Maybe you want to become a working nomad so that you can experience life in different countries, cultures, experiences. All right, so those are just a couple of ideas that have sprung to mind for me. Maybe just list down what priorities come to mind? Maybe there's even something with regards to your pets. Maybe you know that kind of like you've got an aging pet. Maybe you want to have a new puppy or a kitten this year, and that your priority is going to be on training that, spending time with that. Maybe your kid is going through their final year of school or starting a new year, or maybe your kid has been struggling with something and you really know that, you know, your top priority needs to be your kid and to help them move to their next space. So once you've got a list of your priorities, I'm going to now ask you again to grab your highlighter and highlight just 3. Your top 3 priorities, because everything is important in life. Everything that I've mentioned now is probably applicable to everyone, or a lot of them, 90% of what I've mentioned. What we often struggle with is to prioritize. And this is where I'm going to invite you now to literally circle the 3 that you know are going to be your top priority. So just have a read through them. Highlight the ones that you know for this year are going to have a really big impact. You know that this is what you're needing to do. This is where you're going to have to be focusing your time. And now that you've chosen your 3, you're actually going to try and put them into order. What is on the top of your list? What is the top priority for you at the moment? And for example, I'll share with you mine. Mine is health and lifestyle. And the reason why mine is health and lifestyle is that last year I decided that health was going to be my top priority. So I invested time, money, and effort into getting into the right course with the right mentor to do that. What also happened is that during that time, I ended up going through a massive healing crisis where I was diagnosed with hypothyroidism. I lost a lot of weight quickly. I had heart palpitations. I was feeling terrible. I always felt like I was on edge. But what it enabled me to do is, because I knew my health was my priority that year, is that I really dedicated most of my time to me and my healing and making sure that the lifestyle practices that I had learned and was learning and was starting to implement really was becoming solidified in my life. And what happened with that, and I'm really happy and excited to report back, is that a year later, is that my bloods have become 100% normal. I did 3 months of medication because sometimes we need it, but thereafter my lifestyle practices and habits and the way I was eating, moving, living life, that had a tremendous effect on the amount of stress, my gut health, my kind of gallbladder and liver. And from there, from keeping or nourishing and looking after myself, making my health my top priority, I was able to pretty much recover and get out of that thyroid to high, thyroid to low state within a good couple of months. I would probably say 4 or 5 months, and then after kind of like 6 months, just keep building health and resilience, which is what we're going to be getting into next week. So once you have the 3 priorities for you, again, like we did last week, you need to know why those are your 3 priorities. So for me, health and lifestyle is always going to, well, I can't say always because I never know what's going to happen in the future, but for this year again, it is my number 1, because I know that when my health and my lifestyle habits are in place, everything else falls into place so much more easily. So when I am sorted and organized, everything else falls into place. Plus, I'm not just the only one who experienced this. I know that a lot of this works for a lot of people as well. You might not be able to make you or your health the priority this year, but I'm sure you'll be able to put it second or third in there. So again, that is one of my priorities. Another one is kind of like getting my business up and running, because I know, again, the reason why is that it's going to give me the ability to have a freedom-based lifestyle, which is what Craig and me are working towards and what we're wanting. So kind of like when you have your 3 priorities and you know why each one of those is a priority. So again, push pause if you need to. Write down those 3 priorities, write down why they are a priority for you this year. Next year they could change. Get that very clear for you, because when we have this clear, when, like I was chatting with Nicole at the beginning in our conversation, when the shit hits the fan during the year, you can always go back to this list. You can see what's been written there. You know where you need to put your energy and your focus, and everything that isn't important can slowly fall away. All right. So if you've got your 3 priorities, if you've got your whys for each that are a priority, you can continue listening. If not, you're going to push pause and you're going to quickly jot those down. Again, like last time, we're not looking for perfectionism. We're just looking for simple ideas that are going to get you moving in a direction. You can always tweak and amend these at any point in time. Now, once you've got that, you need to know who is going to hold you accountable, how you're going to be able to stick to that priority when things happen. So for example, my health and lifestyle, I'd made a priority last year. I was in a club that I had signed up for a year, which meant that I couldn't just quickly kind of slip out of it. I was there, I was with an amazing group of women, I'm still with them, and we hold each other accountable. So that was really, really helpful for me. You need to decide for you what is going to kind of like be the glue that binds you to ensure that that priority stays a priority. What have you got in your life? Who have you got that is going to ensure that that is a priority for you? The same is with my business. I realized that this is something that I needed to do. So I needed to find a mentor, a coach, who would be able to coach me into running a business the way I wanted to. And then kind of like the other thing that I wanted to focus on this year is like relationships and family. And for that, I realized that I haven't actually been scheduling it in my diary. It's just been something that's willy-nilly. So I know that I actually need to have a day or a specific time where I'm connecting with family and friends, because it's something that I haven't been doing, and it's something that I really want to be doing this year. It is a priority for me, and because it hasn't been, I need to now find a way that I can make it a priority and that it happens. So that is pretty much it on my side. I just wanted to share a little bit of my story with you so that you could get some inspiration and hear what had worked for me. What worked for me might not work for you. What is going to work is knowing what your 3 areas of priority are, or who the 3 areas of priority are that you're going to be working with, and how are you going to ensure that you stick to that throughout the year, especially when the times are tough. Have you got a specific person, accountability buddy? Have you got a group that you're connected with? Have you got a club that you're part of? Have you got a mentor? Have you got a coach? Is there someone in your family that you are working with something with, that you are building together, that is holding you accountable? You need to have this third party to really ensure, especially if you're like with, if you know that the Happiness, the 4 Tendencies by Gretchen Rubin, especially if you are not kind of like, if you can't hold those internal, what are they? They're not abilities. I can't think of the word right now. Tendencies. If you are like an obliger, so you're externally accountable to others, that's really important. If you're one of those people, as if you're an obliger, like I am, then it's really helpful to have external accountability for yourself. Otherwise, if you're very internally accountable, that's amazing. It's a small percentage of people, but if you are, that's great. Also know how you can hold yourself accountable to being that. All right, so from Carter and me, who's on my yoga mat in my little study here, sending you lots and lots of love. I hope you managed to see and discover and decide what your priorities are for you. Remember, they don't need to be forever, just for the next year. And then once you have got those settled and set, kind of like, not quite set in stone, just kind of on your wall, for you, that they'll really help you navigate when times get tough, because we all know that times do get tough. It's not always smooth sailing. From my heart to yours, namaste. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Thank you for listening to our Nourish and Restore podcast today. To find out more about Nourish and Restore, visit our website or Facebook page, nourishandrestore.yoga. For more information on working with me, Nina Sachs, visit www.yogaa.co.za. And to work with my awesome friend Nicole, visit www.lov-me.com. Links will be in the show notes. We look forward to catching up with you next week. Namaste and have a nourishing